Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Game Day with Heavy Cardboard. Teach, play, and discuss medium and heavy strategy, board games, war games, 18xx. I am your host, Edward Euler. It's solo week here at HCHQ. Why? Because, well, social distancing and our advisory, I guess, to shelter in place for right now. So here in Massachusetts, so here we are. It's you and me. Let's do this. So today I am playing together with you, mostly me though. 1942 USS Yorktown, designed by Esteban Fernandez and published by Looping Games. I keep calling this Constitution for some reason, probably because the Constitution's here in Boston. I don't know. But anyway, USS Yorktown, 1942. All right. Big thank you to the folks over at Looping Games, Pedro and everybody over there who provided us with this review copy of the game to be able to bring it to y'all today. All right, so before we get started, big thank you to all of the patrons who choose to support the show. Without y'all, this ain't happening, so thank you to them. Big thank you to everybody watching live around the world, as well as after the fact. All right, so like, subscribe, do all of that stuff down below. Hit the bell so that you get notified whenever we go live, because on occasion, I just start streaming something without notification to anybody, which happened yesterday. So if you hit the little bell icon, you get notified whenever we go live. And if you want to support the show one step further, if you think that what we do here at HCHQ is worth $1 or $2, I certainly would appreciate it. You can go to pledgehc.com, support the show there. You get perks for doing so. All right, 1942 USS Yorktown. So when I first got this game, Earl Grey today, I think. When I first got this game, I first heard about it, I was like, oh, cool. A soloable 1 to 4 player, you know, World War II theme, little game, small box, basically thinky filler, right? Well, I didn't realize that it's a real-time game. It's a real-time game. So there's not going to be a whole lot of this during the game because I only have so much time to be able to sync the show. So we'll see how this goes. So going to do the teach, and once I do, then we're going to start the timer and rock and roll, and we'll see how it goes for yours truly. All right. So if you guys are ready, I'm ready-ish. Let's get to it, shall we? May 1942, the Pacific theater of war during World War II produced a sea battle between Japan and the U.S., known as the Battle of the Coral Sea. It was the first naval battle in history where the opposing ships neither saw each other nor fired directly upon one another. 1942 USS Yorktown is a real-time cooperative, or in my case, solo game that is played against the clock where yours truly takes control of 4 Douglas SBD Dauntless bombers at launch from the USS Yorktown. I'm tasked with finding and sinking the IJN Japanese aircraft carrier Shoho before time runs out. However, if the USS Yorktown is sunk, all is lost. All right, so how do you actually play 1942 USS Yorktown? Well, before we get started, let's go ahead and go over everything that you guys here are looking at. Well, here on the main board, and I had these out for an example, but we will put those up for now. Out here on the board, we have 10 different islands or locations in 3 different colors, as you can see. We have the orange islands, the green islands, and the red islands. Then we have the Shoho, which is going to be the target of this game. We have the USS Yorktown. Almost did it again. Almost called it the Constitution. Sheesh. We have the 4 planes that are represented over here. More about those here in a little bit. We have the hit marker for the Shoho, the hit marker for the Yorktown. We have the combat air patrol area over here. We have the, call it the search track here for the Shoho. How many hits and what they do when we hit the Shoho. We have the connected paths over here between the islands. You'll notice the white lines. Then we have what it takes to hit each of the different types of Japanese aircraft throughout the game. So there are 3 different Japanese aircraft. We have, well, we'll call them as they were called back in World War II. We have seaplanes, which are known as Jakes, or Jake. We have Zeros, which are the silver ones, those are Zeeks. And we have Kates, which are the bombers, the black ones, right there. Then down below, we have the 4 action cards. So I'm going to be putting these markers out on these action cards to signify what action each of the 4 planes is going to be taking. So the 4 planes, as I mentioned earlier, they are all Dauntless bombers. So these Dauntless bombers have different information on them. We have the fuel capacity. They all start out maxed out at 14 fuel, as you can see. Then we have whether or not they have taken damage or not. So you'll notice on the other side of the card here, the damage side. And once a Dauntless is damaged, there's no way to undamage it for the rest of the playthrough. Then there is the skill track or skill points for each of the pilots of the 4 different. And this is going to signify how many dice we're going to be able to roll because, again, it's a real-time dice chucker, kind of a Yahtzee-esque game. We have the draw deck for events as well as for Japanese actions. Potential bombs that hopefully we're going to be loading onto our aircraft over here to be able to attack the Shoho. Then, as you can see, we have, over here in the tableau, we have some of the action cards, examples of each of the 4 different types of action cards that are available in the game. And of course, our handy dandy little dice tray and dice for chucking said dice. All right, so that's everything that you guys are looking at. Now, the game does come with some modules that, honestly, because I don't have a ton of experience with the game, I'm not playing. So these pilots could be attached to each of the planes, and they each give special rule breakers on them. However, we're not playing with those, as well as various weather tokens that can be put out on the various islands, and it just adds more difficulty to the game. But I'll be honest with you guys, I think there's going to be enough for me to do, especially as a solo playthrough today. All right, so how do you play 1942 USS Yorktown? Well, the goal of the game is to sink the Shoho. The game ends one of 4 ways. I successfully sink the Shoho, the IJN and the planes sink the Yorktown, or the timer runs out, or all 4 of my planes are destroyed. Hopefully it's just sinking the Shoho. All right. So the game takes place over an indeterminate number of rounds, and basically what we're going to be doing is taking these actions to be able to destroy planes as well as to search for the Shoho and hopefully eventually attack the Shoho. Each round is constituted of 3 different phases. Each phase, or each of the 3 phases, are the Japanese actions. We're going to flip a card and do an action. Do whatever it says. The second thing are the player actions. Going to put the markers out here on the various actions out there. And then retrieve our discs back and start it all over again. Once the timer starts, it doesn't stop. So, it's real time, it's chaotic, it's crazy, frenetic, and a lot of dice chucking. So, here we go. The Japanese actions. Well, if you take a look over here at the 4 different cards, those are the 4 different types of cards that can be drawn at the beginning of each given turn. So the first thing is we're going to flip over one of these 4 cards and we're going to resolve whatever the card is. The first thing that's going to happen is we're going to look over here, and is there a connected path of 3 planes, regardless of what types of planes they are? If there are 3 planes connected via these white lines from the orange islands to the green to the red, then that means the Yorktown has been spotted. In that case, whichever type of plane is shown up in the top right-hand corner is going to roll to try and hit the Yorktown. The number of dice that they get is dictated by the type of plane that it is. So the Jake, the seaplane, rolls 2, the fighter, the Zeke, rolls 3, and the torpedo bomber, Kate, 4 dice. If they have 2 of the same number, they hit the Yorktown. If they have 4 of the same number, if it were a Kate, then they hit the Yorktown twice. You'll notice, if the Yorktown gets hit 3 times, the game's over. If the Shoho gets hit 3 times, the game is over. So hopefully they don't do that too often, all right? If, however, ones are universally bad, they're bad for, I guess you could say, whoever is rolling the dice. So during the Japanese actions, the Japanese are rolling the dice. So if they roll 2 1s, then the USS Yorktown destroys the plane that's attacking it, and it's not going to be placed out here on the board. So that's nice, okay? So there you go. So that's what we're going to do. First and foremost, we'll a single set of dice, however many it is, whether it's 2, 3, or 4, based on which type of aircraft. If it's been spotted, if there's a complete path from orange to red, and then we see the results. A pair hits the Yorktown, 2 pairs hits the Yorktown twice. Then after that is done, then we're going to place whatever planes it says to place and where. So after we've checked if it's been spotted and then we roll, then we place up to 2 planes, 1 plane of each. Here we would place 2 of the Zekes, 1 on New Hanover, 1 on Georgia. On this one, we would place a Kate over on Guadalcanal, and here we would place a seaplane in Maleta. All right, easy enough. Now, any island that is listed here can have a maximum of 2 planes on it. So if ever an area has, say, 2 planes already on it, and I'm supposed to put 1 more on Guadalcanal, just count up from whatever number that is. It goes from 4 to 5. So in this case, it shows that I would place a Kate out on 4. I cannot, so I would go to 5. If 5 were then full, we would go to 6, so on and so forth, until we can place a plane. If we can't place a plane, I have bigger problems than that. If it's at 10, if it shows Rendova, sorry, then it would go back to 1 and count up from there. Okay, easy enough? So then after that, we're going to resolve any action or any special thing that's down here on the bottom of these two cards. This one is lower the show host search area by 1. So wherever this marker is, we would drop it by 1. If it's at 0, it stays at 0. If it shows a combat air patrol, we're going to go ahead and place a Zeke over there in the combat air patrol area, which that is as simple as there's room for 2. 1 there and 1 there. If there are already 2, you don't do it. Now, you'll notice this card. This card is simply, if the Yorktown's been spotted, it's hit. That's a bad card. There are 4 of those in the game. Let's not hopefully draw any of those during the Japanese actions. If they don't have a path, then just discard the card, no harm, no foul. However, if they have a path to the Yorktown, they automatically hit it, no dice rolls. That's bad. Let's not do that. All right. So that is the first section of the game. All right. That is the Japanese actions. Hopefully there are no questions left on that part of it. All right. So moving on now to the actual actions. There are 4 available actions. A moment while I drink some tea. All right. So after the Japanese have taken their actions, and I flipped a card and done whatever that is, then each player, and us players can discuss. So you guys can chime in. We are on a timer. It is 30 minutes. Then on top of the 30 minutes, it's 1 minute for every player less than 4. Well, so that's me. 31, 32, 33 minutes. Then for every inexperienced player, you add 2 minutes. Well, I'm going to go ahead and hedge, and I'm going to put 2 minutes for me and 2 minutes for y'all. So that gives us a total of 37 minutes. That's how long this game's going to take. So in real time, again, once that timer starts, it doesn't stop. So I'm probably going to give an extra 3 minutes to be honest. So I'll probably do it at 40 minutes because there's that 20-second delay. And so you guys can kind of co-op a little with me while we discuss what actions we can take. All right. So that said, let's go ahead and get into how we play. All right, so 4 available player actions. There is move, there is search, there is attack, and then either take off or land. All right? So let's go ahead and get into these. Here we go. So first and foremost is moving. Excuse me. Woo. All right, so moving. You put your disc over there. All 4 players are going to put their discs out first, and then we can resolve them in any order that we want. We do not have to resolve these left or right. There is no set player order, anything like that. It's, hey, we're going to do this action, and then going to do that action, and then if there's another player on this, maybe we do that one. You get the idea. One plane resolves all of their actions first, or their entire action, before moving on to the next plane, though. Okay, that's the important thing to remember. So there are 3 options whenever you take the move action. The first one is spend 1 fuel, so literally, whoop, all right, spend 1 fuel and move your plane 1 island following the white lines. So if we are here in the approach area, or kind of, think of them as doing the landing approach circle around the carrier, if they're out there, then obviously they can move to any of those 3 islands. So the yellow one could come down here, there, whatever, etc., etc. Spend 1 fuel to move to any of those. The second option is to spend 3 fuel and then move 2 islands away. So I could go 1 and then following there to be able to maybe take on those Kates. All right. However, if there is a plane in the first area that you wish to move to, you cannot move through an area that has Japanese planes already in it. However, if, for instance, it were something along the lines of this. This is from a previous turn. That's where my plane is. Then on this action, I choose to spend 3 fuel, 1, 2, 3, and then I can always leave an area that has Japanese planes if I so desire. And then I may move 1, 2 spaces like that to 2 islands, again, following the lines. I could also move down to here. You can move from where there's Japanese planes. You can move to where there's Japanese planes. You cannot move through where there are Japanese planes. So in that case, I would only be able to spend 1 fuel because I must stop in that case. I think that I don't need to drive that point home any more than that. So there we go. Then the third option is you can spend 1 fuel to try this again. You can spend 1 fuel to return your plane to any space to the approach space, provided, again, you don't pass through any Japanese planes. So let's say I'm over here on that island. It's the yellow plane's turn. I spend 1 fuel. Maybe it's down here, so I spend 1 fuel. Can I trace a path back that is clear of any Japanese planes? The answer is yes. So there we go. Boom. That is the yellow action. So any of those 3 to move. Does that make sense? I assume so. However, let's say it's my turn, or we say yellow's going to take an action. We spend 1 fuel there, and we just move it there. At the end of your movement, you have 2 options to do something if you wish. Option number 1 is if you move into a space with Japanese planes, you then can do what's called a lightning attack. You may, all right? And what that is now we're going to take a look at the number of dice that you can roll. As we do certain actions, we're going to be able to advance our skill level up this track, and it does flip over to the backside as well and go higher. But you'll notice that we start out here and it shows 3 dice. So what does that mean? You guessed it. That means we can roll 3 dice whenever we take an action, all right? So let's say as a lightning attack, I wish to go ahead and attack that Kate right there. Well, the number of dice that I roll is my skill number. So whatever that's shown right here. Hopefully that makes sense, okay? So let's say I roll, boom, done, okay? The number of hits that I'm going to be able to, or how I score hits, I should say, is going to be determined by how difficult the plane is to hit. A Kate requires 2 hits. A Jake, or a seaplane, 3 hits. And a Zeke requires 4 hits. So you'll notice that at a skill level where I'm at right now, I only roll 3 dice. So I can only possibly hit a Kate or a Jake. So it doesn't make sense if this were a 0 to even bother doing a lightning attack because, well, I can't do so. Because, I could, but I can't hit it. But as it is a Kate, all right? I roll here, boom, I hit it, I destroy it. Because it's 2 hits, or not 2 hits, it is a pair. Everything in this game it's Yahtzee-esque. It's pairs, triples, quadruples, etc. Right? 2 of a kind, 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind. All right. So, if so, I destroy the plane, it gets removed from the board, and hey, I get a skill level bump. All right? For making a successful hit on a Kate. If it had been a Jake, it would have required 3 of a kind, and then I would have gotten 2 bumps instead. And then if it were a Zeke, it would need 4 of a kind, but you guessed it, I would get 3 bumps for the skill bump for destroying that plane. So after you move, you may take a lightning attack, or you can do an emergency landing. If you're in the approach zone, so let's say I came from here and I spend my very last fuel right there and I'm down to 0 into the approach zone. I then can do an emergency landing, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. Just know that the amount of dice that I can do on an emergency landing is whatever my skill number is, and that's it. So that's movement. Any one island, any 2 islands, provided not going through where there's Japanese planes, or return to the approach area. Any questions on that? No? Good, we're moving on. All right. The next one is searching. Well, the goal of the game is to destroy the Shoho. So searching for it, step 1, all right? So if you are in an orange island, so again, if I am right there, I have different, let me back up. I'm going to be rolling dice depending on certain things. First and foremost, I get to roll whatever my skill level is for that. So in this case, it's a base number of 3. You must spend 1 fuel, and then you get 1 additional die. So we're now up to 4. So it's a 3 plus the 1 for fuel that I spent. I have to. Then, if there is another allied plane on a different orange island than mine, I get to add 1 extra die per plane. So if it were something along the lines of this, the yellow would get to roll 2 extra dice, whereas the red or blue would get to roll 1 extra die, respectively, on their actions because of the fact that different island. Does that make sense? Because think of it, you're covering more space in the search pattern for the Shoho, all right? But as it is, there we go. So we have a base of 3, we spent 1 fuel to get an extra die, and there is 1 extra plane in a different island. And they have to have chosen the search action as well. So if that were the case, there we go. 2 extra dice for the yellow, 1 extra die for the red and blue, respectively. Then you begin what's called continuous die rolls. All right. Continuous die rolls mean I can re-roll these dice as much as I want until I choose to stop. The exception to that is whenever you roll a 1. A 1 is a bad result. I mentioned this earlier for whoever is rolling the dice. It essentially just removes the die. It's a busted die, and it does not matter if I'm doing something and I roll a whole lot of 1s. Those are not the same value as far as making hits and stuff like that. What that means is I have 3 busted dice. Don't do that. You want doubles, triples, quadruples of any number that isn't a 1. All right? But you continue rolling all the dice that are available until you either have to stop or you choose to stop. The goal is to get 3 of a kind that aren't 1s. So let's say it's something along the lines of there. All right, let's say that was my roll like so. I would, with a 3 of a kind, be able to raise the search 1 bump. If I had rolled 4 of a kind, however, I would get to raise it 2 bumps. All right? And whenever it is a search action is successful, you bump your skill level 1 space, regardless of how many bumps you got up on the search track. Okay? Does that make sense? I hope so. Once your search track is up to the 3 or higher, now we can actually start doing some things with the Shoho. All right? So that essentially represents, once we hit the 3, that we have located the Shoho and game on. All right? All right. So that is searching. Any questions? Hopefully not on searching. No? Good. Carrying on. All right. Next, the goal of the game is to destroy the Shoho, sink the Shoho. Well, how do we do that? We attack. All right. When you attack, you can attack 3 different options. You can either attack the planes that are in the location same as you. So if, say, here, so these planes being in the same location as red or blue, they have the choice of attacking those. Or If there are any CAP planes or combat air patrol planes, you may choose to attack those. Or if your search marker is at 3 or higher, you may choose to attack the Shoho. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, obviously I want to attack the Shoho. Well, there's going to be a caveat to that. I mentioned these are dauntless bombers. What do bombers need to be able to attack a carrier? Well, bombs. Or torpedoes, but bombs. Well, you'll notice that there are spaces for bombs, and there are 4 bombs up here. You have to have loaded a bomb onto your Dauntless before you've gone out to attack the Shoho. So as it is, none of these planes out here have bombs attached to them, so they can't even attack the Shoho. So they can either attack the planes here or the combat air patrol as it is. So how many dice do you get to roll? Well, again, your base skill number, first and foremost. You spend 1 fuel to add 1 more die, so we're from 3 to 4 now. You receive an extra die for every plane in the same space as you that chose to attack. So in this case, yellow doesn't get any bonuses. Red and blue get 1 bonus respectively each when they get to take their attack actions because they're in the same location. And if your search marker is on the 5, 6, or 7, you get 1 or 2 extra dice respectively on top of that. Now, the game comes with 7 dice. You are not restricted to 7 dice. You may get more. If you get more, you're going to be rolling multiple times. You get the idea. Or add dice if you have extras at home, and I imagine all of you do. How does this work? You roll continuously, exactly as we just did earlier. So again, 2 hits for a Kate gives you 1 skill bump, and it destroys a Kate. 3 on a seaplane gives you 2 skill bumps and destroys the seaplane. The Zeke, 4 of a kind, but gives you 3 skill bumps there. So you'll notice for red and blue here, their base is going to be 3. They spend 1 fuel for 4, and then they each get 1 extra die to be able to attack either these or the combat air patrol. Again, no bombs, so can't attack the Shoho. Now, when you say who you're going to attack, you signify whether you're going to be attacking the Japanese planes or the combat air patrol. It is possible, if you roll enough dice, to be able to attack and destroy both of those planes in one action, continually rolling until you're free to make choices. So let's say I were to roll something like, say, this. I could then roll these again, okay, there, and then, you know what, I seem to be rolling 2s because logic, and so now I can re-roll those again, etc., etc. Well, there's that, so now I can go ahead and keep rolling. You get the idea. Once there's a 1, it's busted, etc., etc., and when you choose to stop, you tally your hits, remove the planes, get your skill markers. Once 1 plane is done with their action, then the next plane can begin. Now, even though, let's say we did that for blue, red would then go, no matter what happened with blue, whether it was a fail, a success, or whatever, they would get the extra because they're in the same area, right? All right. So that is going to be the same for attacking Japanese planes on the island or the combat air patrol. The combat air patrol are always going to be Zeeks. They're always Japanese Zeros. But even though we do not have bombs on, let's say we did, have a bomb on here, we came prepared. All right, well, now we can attack the Shoho, again, provided that our marker is at least at the 3. Same counts apply, all right? So if we say we're going to attack the Shoho, we remove the bomb off the plane, and then, obviously, we count up our dice and we start rolling our dice. The Shoho requires 4 of a kind to get 1 hit and 1 skill bump, 5 of a kind, 2 hits and 2 skill bumps, 6 of a kind, God bless you, the Shoho is sunk, doesn't matter because, hey, we won the game. There we go. And that is attacking. Any questions on that? No? Good. Let's move on now to, well, we need bombs, right, to be able to attack the Shoho. So how do we do that? Well, that is with the takeoff and landing action. Now, the carrier deck, this is a World War II time period carrier, so it's limited on space. Only 2 planes can take this action on a given time. So you'll notice there are 2 markers down here, so 2 planes, 4, 4, and 4 for all the others. So that would be 1, all right? If you need to take off and you can't, you lose your turn. And by you, I mean whatever plane it is. And if you land, you need to land, but you can't, you lose your turn and a fuel while you're circling around there. So plan better. So we'll talk about taking off first, all right? You decide whether or not to load a bomb, first off. If you decide to load a bomb, you put a bomb on your plane, easy enough. To take off, you spend either 1 or 3 fuel, depending on whether or not you want to take off to the approach area for 1 fuel or to the Red Islands for 3 fuel. Your choice, okay? Now, taking off is a movement action. So if you take off and you choose to spend 3 fuel to go out into one of the Red Islands from here, and there happens to be a plane there, you can choose to do a lightning strike or a lightning attack and go ahead and attack that plane at the end of your movement, all right? Now, you might be asking yourself, why wouldn't I just automatically load a bomb every time I go and take off from the Yorktown? Well, there's a penalty. You're less aerodynamic because the bombs are really big and they're external bombs, so there's not a bomb bay. They're causing drag and they're just less maneuverable. So what does that mean? Well, if you're carrying a bomb, anytime you would get dice to do an action, you get 1 less die. So be careful with that, all right? Now, at any point, though, you could just drop the bomb into the ocean without effect and you won't get that penalty anymore. But you know what you're not doing? You're not attacking the shell hole, which is, again, goal of the game. All right, so that's taking off. Moving on to the landing side of things, okay? It's always done from the approach area, and remember, you can always spend 1 fuel to come back to the approach area, provided you're not going through any Japanese planes, all right? If your plane is ever at 5 or more fuel, notice the color differences here, right? If you're ever at 5 or more fuel, you just land. No skill checks, no rolling, you just land. Easy enough. However, once you're in the red area, notice the landing here from the 4 to the 0, you got to roll. And I don't know if you all know this, but I served on an aircraft carrier. I served on 2 of them, both the USS America and the TR, the Theodore Roosevelt. Landing on a carrier is difficult. Now, I've never had to do it. I've always wanted to be able to land on a carrier because I think that'd be a 6-ticket ride, as well as taking off from one. I digress. It's scary and it's difficult. So there's going to be a skill check involved. How many dice do you roll? Well, you guessed it. You get your base skill number 1, and you get 1 additional die for every fuel that you have left. If you had 2 fuel left, you get 2 extra dice. So that would be a total of 5 dice. How do you land? Well, 3 of a kind. You land safely. Well done. Props. Congrats. Literally, props. Get it? Anyway, if you roll 2 of a kind, again, continuous rolls. You can keep rolling. Again, 1s are busted, right? If you roll a 2, hey, you crashed. But good news, your pilot survived. What does that mean, though? It means your plane is damaged for the rest of the game. All right? But you don't lose any skill points, even though you damaged your plane, because I guess you lived. So there you go. However, if you have no matching dice, I would suggest you continue rolling. If you can, provided you don't have busted dice. However, if you don't, your plane's crashed and your pilot's been injured, you lose 3 skill points. That's bad, okay? But then, hey, when you land, you get full fuel to be able to then take off on your next turn, etc., etc. Okay? Any questions on any of that? You might be asking yourself, why does it matter whether or not my plane is damaged? It doesn't really affect things. True. Except if you damage your plane again when it's damaged, the plane's lost. It's out of the game. That's one of the things that ends the game early for you, is if you have no planes left. The game is prohibitively difficult, especially if you don't have 4 planes. So be careful with that. All right? There you go. Again, the game ends one of 4 ways. 3 hits on the show. Yay. 3 hits on the Yorktown. Boo. Timer runs out. Boo. All my planes are gone. Boo. There we go. And that, folks, is how you play 1942 Yorktown. All right. Now, let me go ahead and reset things. I will set the timer. And we will zoom out a little bit on that. Just a little, so you guys can see those. There we go. That should do a pretty good job of it, I think. So we have a base of 3 at any given time. We know that. There we go. So we need to shuffle these, and I need to catch up on chat now. And, oh, speaking of chat. Oops. Hey, guys. All right, there we go. I'm shuffling a moment every day. Every day I'm shuffling. First hat of the week. Yeah, it's me being lazy, Eric. Hey, Peter. Hello, everybody. All right, so number of glory to Rome's, 4.5. Feeling salty today. 1 for each 10 minutes. 5.5. 5.5 glory to Rome. And who are you picking? Me or the game? Yeah, I suppose it is. I suppose you could do it like this so you guys could see fine. Not like it's going to stay this neat once I get started, because one person doing all this. Real time. All right. Under, it's a solo. You haven't heard me, Pierre. All right. Whew. So I have my little cheat sheet in front of me, just in case I need it, which I probably will early on, because nerves. Glad to hear, Brian. All right. So I need to set the timer. I said 40 minutes because, well, yeah. Because chat and everything else, all right? Myrrh, I'm going with 7 glory to Rome's, and by we I mean you, lose. All right, we're going to scoot over, though. Hold on. Get my tea out of the way. All right. There we go. I know you guys can't see the box behind me, but the funny thing is, it's real time. So, you know what we're going to do? This is from the Ask the Elephant the other day. This is going to be our Glory to Rome tally because I'm not turning around to waste time. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'll chalk them up on the board when we're all said and done. Wrong pen. All right. Getting ready to commence the Battle of the Coral Sea. Now, obviously there's a historical battle, and I don't mean to make light of anything one way or the other, so keep that in mind, all right? So, but it is a game. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a good time with y'all and myself. Everything is in reasonably easy reach. Now, one thing I didn't cover is if you run out of the deck, how that is handled. I've only played this once, and I didn't get anywhere close to running out the deck. The designer and publisher said, well, if you run through the deck, I want to shake your hand. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a card here. I'm going to put it over here in the dice tray so you guys can see it a little bit more there. Turn it over, do whatever it is, and then just chuck it. All right? So there we go. All right? Yeah, pretty sure the most common source of glory to Rome's for Edward is, well, Edward. Well, that and Ken in his nukes. So there's that. All right. And Matt. Miss Matt. All right. I'm gonna cheat just a hair for a moment and think about what it is I'm going to be doing first. Oh, there's one more plane. Anything else? Make sure. Nope, that's at 0 to get rid of that guy. I think we are ready to rock and roll. So, there's going to be a whole lot of this the first turn. And then after that, depending on where the planes come out, we're going to try and get over here quick. Now, you notice we all start in the approach area. So it is possible that one of these bad boys goes and lands. That's an idea. Just straight up, just go land and load up a bomb. The thing is, it requires searching successfully, right? Nah, I think we're going to go out and do those to start. I think 2 of them are going to... Actually, I guess they're all going to move because they have to get out to the Orange Islands to be able to search. All right, so they're going to move to start. All right, here we go. It's not cheating until the game actually starts, and pretty sure that timer still says 40. So, yeah, let's do this, shall we? All right. Yeah, just making a battle plan, that's it. Never survives contact with the enemy, but that's okay. Just not, because the funny thing is the thing that you guys don't realize is when I'm setting this up, I am not at all studying anything. Like whether it's an Age of Steam stream or whatever, and the cubes come, it could be giraffes I'm putting out on the board. It's just things. I'm not even looking at it. But now I'm trying to come up with a battle plan. So we're going to move. We're going to move as quick as possible out there, pull them back, and then get searching. Some may try and attack, though, depending on where there are planes out here. Because remember, they don't actually find the Yorktown until they have a string of 3 of them, which is going to take them at least a couple of turns. All right, there we go. That's our battle plan. All right, we ready? I'm ready-ish. Hey, one last thing before we get started. Don't forget, pledgehc.com, support the show there. I'll give shout-outs. I have my phone close in case it lights up. Any of you guys do join, I will take the time to toast you guys because priorities. Okay? Ooh, one more thing. Hold on one second. We're going to dim that a little bit. That's a little bit better, right? Yeah, that'll work. It's still a little bright. Hold on. Yeah, it's better. I like that. All right, cool. All right, we ready? Toast to our success. Except for Murr. Murr's rooting against me. Sorry, Murr. How many consecutive game days have you had now, Murr? All right, y'all ready? Here we go. I have to make that big to be able to click that button. 3, 2, 1. let's begin. All right. So, first things first. There is no path, so we go ahead and put out 2 Kates. One on New Handover and one on Meleda. So, 4 and 6 respectively. It's going to be a whole lot easier to do it that way there. All right. Boom, done. There's no event, so we're done. That card out. All right. As promised, everybody's going to move. And we're just going to go top to bottom in this case. Yellow, he's going to take it for the team. So he's going to move 1, spending 1 fuel to come over here. Then he's going to do a lightning attack on the Kate. You know what? I want to make sure. Yep, I'm having to reference one thing real quick. Yes, it's 2 hits, so we are going to try to do that. So, boom, done. So he gets a base of 3, so here we go. We need a pair. Destroy the Kate. Nope, let's just keep going till there we go. Well, the 1 is busted, but you know what? We got a pair. Boom! There goes the Kate. Skill point. Check it. Now, blue is going to go. They're going to spend 3 fuel. 1, 2, 3. And they're going to go 1, 2. Then red is going to go and spend 3 fuel. And they're going to go 1, 2. And then purple is going to spend 3 fuel and go 1, 2. Yeah, done. That's all the actions. We pull these back. They're just going to go right there because 1 easy swoop. There we go. Next round. All right. Is there a continual path? Nope. So, Rendova, that gets a seaplane. Rendova is in 10. Well, hello there. All right. All right. So, yellow. Yellow's going to go ahead and come out here and move. Honestly, I think everybody is going to do that. Except purple. You know, let's go ahead and limit this. So I think we do that. That feels pretty good. Yeah, let's go with it. So yellow is going to spend 3 fuel. 1, 2, 3. And they're going to go 1, 2. Another lightning attack. They get 3 dice. We're going to keep the... No, we're not. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. Really big deal. Anytime you roll a 1, you lose a fuel. Be careful of that. That's an important point. So that's one of the risks that we're going to run. Oh, come on. Okay, well, we're done. We lose another fuel, we're done. And if you cannot take the action, then you lose a fuel. Now, the lightning strikes are always voluntary, so you do not have to. You can stop at any time that you wish to. I probably should have when I got the 2 dice, but I digress. Yellow is done. That was ungood. Blue is going to go now. He's going to spend 1 fuel to go up here. He's done. Red is going to spend 1 fuel. He's going to go here. He's done. Purple has to spend 1 fuel. So he now is at a base of 4 dice. And because there's no one else in that area, he just gets the 4 dice. And the seaplanes require 3. Hold on a moment. There we go. All right. They require 3, so here we go. Well, busted die. We'll keep the 5s. We'll keep going. That was a 1, and this is purple. Whoop, down to 9. Okay. Well. Oh, wait a minute. Seaplane. Oh, it needed 3, didn't it? Yep. That was ungood. Done. do a lightning attack, you don't spend the fuel for the extra die. Did I? I don't think I did. Did I? Let me know if I did, and I'll put fuel back on. I'm going to keep going. All right. So now, red and blue for sure are going to search. That's the whole point here. Yellow, still doing okay. Yep, yellow's going to, and you know what? Wait a minute. Getting ahead of myself. Draw a card. Sorry. Before we do anything. So first off, there is no continual path, so a contiguous path. So we have two more Kates come out. One goes to 1, one goes to 9. So 1 and 9. Okay. So I'm still okay with those. And I think I'm still okay with those. Because of the fact that, because of this, I want to try and break that chain with the 10. So, here's that. Oh, you're right. It's right here. Thank you, Durr. All right. Thank you, Mur. All right. Okay, so here we go. What do we want to do first? Let's go ahead and search for the first time. So we'll start off with red. Red has a base of 3, gets 1 extra die for spending a fuel. That's 4. And we need 3 or 4 of a kind. However, blue is also searching on a different island, so he gets 1 more die as well. So both blue and red are going to get 5 dice each. Looking for 3 or 4 of a kind, ideally. All right. So there's 1. So that is red here. You know what? We'll do this on who's actually active. That was a terrible roll. Let's try it again. Seriously? Oh, for the love of glory to Rome. There's 1. Really? Not 1 pair with all those dice? And another busted die? I know the chances are small, but I'm going to try one more time. Oh, snap! What? What? There we go. There. Way to go. Nice. Team Red. Way to go. All right, red, done. Now we'll go ahead and let's do blues as well. So he's looking at 5 dice. It's 3 dice. It's not quite at 4 yet, Dave. Okay, so here we go. So that's 1 busted die for blue. So that's going to go there. So that will go away. But now we could stop, but let's not. So we got those. So we need 1 more 2. Yeah. So blue, another. But you know what? It was a success. Good search, boys. Way to go. Way to go. All right. So those 2, done. So we'll just go ahead and pull those back when we know they're done. So yellow. Here, we'll go ahead and go after the Kate. So he's at, spends a fuel, down to 7. So he's at 4. He needs a pair. Really? Oh, come on. Ooh, ha ha. Yellow's going to bug out. He's done. Disengage. So then purple is at 4 dice. Spends a fuel. Hey, Krasimir. And yeah, Rocky, right? That does seem appropriate. Are you kidding me? Well, it's a pair, but it ain't the right kind. We're done. Really? You couldn't hit a seaplane? Seriously? I mean, I realize but really? Damn. Done. Ouch. That was not, that was ungood. Hold on, let's not hit the Yorktown. All right, is there a continuous path? There is not, so thankfully, phew, that goes away. And I do need to check one thing on that. And no planes, let's see, if the card is drawn and it's been spotted, it's attacked and receive a direct hit. No planes are placed on the board this town. If it hasn't been an attack on the Yorktown, I'll be honest, this is the honest to God first time that I've drawn that. So a moment, I actually need to look this up real quick. I don't think I draw another card. Oh, shoot. There is. You're right. Well, never mind. 4 to 10. I missed that line. You're right. There is. 4 to 10 to 9. Had one of these guys succeeded. So unfortunately, boom, it's a direct hit because it's a direct hit. So there we go. All right. And there is one other little mess up I did. I apologize. So I'm actually going to adjust for it now. And what that is you always put out 2 or 3 planes. So I should have drawn an extra card on this one. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. It would have happened earlier. We're going to shuffle that one back in because that kind of messes up the timing of everything. I apologize. So there we go. We're going to put another one on 9, and that'll be a seaplane on 9. So my bad on that. I apologize. Okay? All right. Nope, not going to reset the timer. It's my fault. So here we go. Whew. All right. So purple is in bad shape. He cannot get back to the approach area, and he is running dangerously low on fuel. So you know what? That's really, really crazy, but I think purple's going to attack. Yellow is going to come back. Blue is going to search. Red is also going to search. It's a little crazy with purple, but I think we're going to do it. All right, fine. I will add like 2 minutes. So we'll reset it to like 27. There, fine. There we go. All right. Okay. So that is unclear. So actually, hold on. Let me pause it for a second real quick. So Joe asks, can purple use a path 786, right? Going this way. I believe, as I understand it, that you have to trace a path backwards. Maybe not. Spend 1 fuel point to return your plane from any space to the approach space adjacent to the Yorktown, as long as you don't pass through islands containing Japanese planes. I suppose that would just be my interpretation of it, but it doesn't actually call that out. So, that's actually a really good question. I guess you could, right? I think that's actually a fair point. I think you could. Yeah, I think so. I think that makes sense. So you're just kind of flying a roundabout way to get back there? I think that's a fair question. And I think that's fair. So if that's the case, well, hold on. Unpause the timer. All right, so here we go. So purple will bug out and do that as well. So we'll start with them. Yellow is going to use 1 fuel. Purple is going to use 1 fuel. And these guys will come back there and there respectively. All right, so these guys are done. So now we'll start top to bottom. We'll stop bottom to top. So red will go. He spends 1 fuel. That's going to be a total of 4 dice. And we need at least 3 of a kind. Oh boy. Glory to Rome. That's an automatic failure. He's done. And blue is going to do the exact same thing. Gets 4 dice. There's 2 of them. And we need a minimum of 3. So we'll keep the 3s. There we go. Let's keep going. This is blue, right? We have tons of fuel. 1 more. Come on, looking for a 3. There we go. Boom. So that bumps it 1, 2. Well done. Blue. And it didn't cause any extra fuel. And I shorted myself a die. They each should have gotten 1 extra die because they're in different planes, different areas. That's all right. We're good. We're done. All right. Yep. Should have been 5. That was on me. Real time. Stress. All right. So first things first. Is there a contiguous path? So again, here to here to here. The answer is yes. So then the seaplane is going to make an attack on the Yorktown. The seaplane gets 2 dice. And if they're both the same, then it scores a hit. So one thing I'm checking just real quick. It's a single roll of the dice for the Japanese. So as long as it's not a pair, we're okay. All right, good. He missed. So then put out another one in Java. So we put a seaplane out in 2. And then a combat air patrol comes out as well for the Shoho, which makes sense since we're getting close and we can now find it. Thematically, it makes sense. But that was only 1. Let's do another. Blue should have gotten an experience. Thank you. Should have gotten 2 experience. Thank you. All right. All we do now is put out a second plane here. So in this case, another seaplane in 5. It's getting crowded out there. All right. All right, so here we go. So yellow and purple are going to land, or at least attempt to land. That makes sense. Red's getting real low on fuel, ain't he? But man, we need to keep somebody out there. There are a lot of planes. that's still the problem, right? I think we got to be smart because in theory, this is going to go a little bit longer than right now. So red's going to go ahead and bug out. Blue still has a ton of fuel. I mean, blue could try and take out the 0, Zeke. That would give him 3. And if he gets 3, if he gets just 1, you know what? He's going to attack and try and take out the Kate, so he's actually rolling more dice. Or he could search to where everybody gets more dice whenever they attack. Oh. Oh, and I should stress the attack here is for the combat air patrol or the Shoho. Yeah, I'm good with that. So there. So let's go ahead and start with blue since he's doing the offensive action. So blue's going to come out here. Blue is currently at 3 dice. Gets 1 more to spend a fuel. 4 dice. We need. Or do we attack the combat? You know what? We're going to go for the Kate. Let's just get him out of there. We need a pair that isn't 1s. Aye. That's not good. We're going to keep going, though. I have confidence. Obviously, I should have kept the 4. Hey! Boom! There goes Kate. Be gone. And we're up to 4 dice. Man, he is a monster, isn't he? All right, blue, done. Good job. Red is going to go ahead and return back here. Red is done, and he drops a fuel. So now, landing for the first time. It's with 4 or less fuel, so we'll start with yellow, top to bottom. Yellow landing is going to be, he has a base of 3, then 1 for every fuel, which is 4 more. And I need 5 of a kind or 4 of a kind. I think, no, sorry, 3 of a kind is a good landing. So I need 3 of a kind with 7 dice. Come on. There we go. We got it. Yellow's safely on the deck. Purple now. Purple is at 6 dice. Going to pause the timer for a moment. I need to look one other thing up on landing. I don't think on landing you lose. Yeah, no fuel points are lost on 1s when you're landing. You just lose the dice. All right, so continue onward. There we go. So we have, you know what? I've been rolling 4s because that's as good a logic as any. There we go. Purple, safely on the deck. Done. All right, new. All right, so let's see. The Admiralty Islands, that comes out there. And back up, back up, back up. There is a contiguous path. So now the Kate, this is scary. The Kate gets 1 roll and a pair hits the Yorktown. Hit the Yorktown, boom. That is not good. That's 2. All right, now that goes out to the Admiralty Island, and our search drops 1. There's only 1 that got put out. We put another one. Ay vey. Another one on 2 seaplanes on 4 and 5. If you run out of a type of airplane, there is a hierarchy for what feeds into what for what you place out there. But there you go. All right. Hey, Rainer. All right. Well, yellow and purple obviously need... ha, ha, ha. So here's the rub. Plan better. All three of these guys are trying to take off and land. Only two of them can do so. Nobody pointed that out to me. Thanks, Peanut Gallery. Oh, yellow, purple. Yellow and purple are going to go. Red's not doing anything. Blue. Wow. What do we do with blue? Blue's running low on fuel, but I can't get there. I can't make it all the way back. I think blue's going to move one. So we'll start with blue. Going to move one. And he's going to do a lightning attack. He gets 4 dice as a base number. And he needs 3 hits. A 3 of a kind. So there's 1, 2. Boom. Got him. That dude is a monster, isn't he? So that's up to 6. He gone. There. So blue did his job. Now these guys are going to take off. When they take off, they're both going to come with bombs because he's obviously terrible at air-to-air combat. So let's see if he's better at bombing, huh? So there we go. They're each going to spend 3 fuel. And attacking gets an extra die. Yeah, they're going to team up. They need to. So here we go. All right. Thanks, Rainer. Appreciate it. All right, so that's done. Well, hopefully we survive this. Here we go. Time's getting short. Whew. All right, 10 and 3, respectively. 2 more seaplanes. 3 and 10. Back up. Step 1, is there a contiguous path? There is. Seaplane attacks. Seaplane only gets 2 dice. A pair and the game's over. Whew. But the ones are busted, remember. So, 3 and 10. 10 and 3. Good choice here. All right, so yellow and purple. They're both moving. Blue is moving to come back home. Red is going to land. Wow, this is a really anticlimactic turn, isn't it? So blue is going to spend 1 fuel. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Glory to Rome. Just saw it. So I guess he's moving there. He's going to do a lightning attack. So it's going to cost, well, he rolls 4 dice. Seaplane, he needs 3 hits. Never in doubt, though. And blue drops 1 more. Ouch. Well, he's going to have to do an emergency landing next turn. Okay. Red is going to land. So he spends 1 fuel. And he has to roll. So he's going to get 5 dice, and he needs 3 successfuls to do so. Come on now. There we go. Red safely on the deck. All right. Done. Yellow and purple are each going to spend 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And go to Bougainville, and get ready to attack. Hopefully we get the chance. Seriously, the only thing Purple has done successfully is land and take off. Hey, you got to start somewhere, right? 13 minutes to go. Here we go. Check that. I keep doing this. Sorry, guys. Path. Good. Here we go. Oh, God. That's a bomber. That's a Kate. A pair. And we have a moment of silence for the Yorktown. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It happened. I lost the Yorktown. Somebody mark it. Oh, it reset, but it was 15 and change. Coral Sea did not go well for the Yorktown. Mur, 1 second. I'm gonna double check that about the extra plane. Maybe you're right. Maybe I put out too many planes. It's possible. I'm curious about something real quick. I know I read this, but maybe I screwed this up. No, maybe I'm just trying to... It's the heavy cardboard variant, apparently, to place more bombers on than... Where did I read that? HC hard mode. Y'all want to do it again? I mean, you're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. It's kind of a captive audience. I think we ought to try it again. What do y'all think? Leave it up to you guys to decide. We can call it right now. I'm okay with that. I'm not really okay with it, but I will do it. It's up to you guys. You guys make a decision. I'll hang up and listen. We ain't going out like that. Yeah, we're doing this again. Nah, not happy with that. Not okay with that. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? No. Make you a deal. I'll do it again. You guys hit the thumbs. Let's go. Let's get to it. I am unpleased at that result. But we're going less time this time. It's 30 minutes. -1 per player. Less than 4, so 31, 32, 33. We don't get the inexperience anymore. 33 minutes. Nothing added for Chad either. Nope. 33 minutes. Do I have enough tea? We'll make it work, Tim. It's cold. But for you, I'll do this. All right. There. All right, y'all ready? So play number 1 had 3 Glory to Realms. This one's going to have less. Let's do this. I think we're set up. Yep, we're set up. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. But here we go. And set timer, 30 minutes. "33 minutes," I said. And go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. No contiguous path. Seaplane out onto Java. All right. We're all moving. So, yellow is going to move 3 fuel. Blue is well, they're all moving 3. Save a little time. 'Cause, I mean, duh. And then, there. Done. All right. Next one. Check that. Blue, not done. He's going to lightning attack. Gets 3 dice. Going to go after seaplane. 4s seem to be coming up. 4s seem to be coming up. I did say 4s seem to be coming up. There we go. Boom. Just saying. So, blue. He's our resident ace. Get out. You ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. There we go. All right. So no contiguous path because there's no planes on the board. Maleta, we got another one. That is right there. And a combat air patrol, which are always 0s or Zeeks. Done. All right. Everybody's moving. And they're all moving 1. So 1, 1, 1, 1. Purple has sucked so far, so there, and there. Let's cover our bases. I mean, kind of makes the most sense, I think, there, right? Now, lightning attacks. Oh, thank you. She is repaired. So there we go. Everyone's got jokes. Yeah. All right. So we're good, right? Let's do it. No contiguous path. So there we go. No planes are put out. Okay. Now I'm paranoid because I want to double pausing this. So here we go. If there hasn't been an attack on the USS Yorktown, resolve the event. But all it says with the direct hit is if it's been spotted and received a direct hit, no dice are rolled and no planes are placed on the board this turn. It does not say anywhere to draw another card. So that is 1/4 of those that are available. So I am of the mind that we just don't place any cards or place any planes here. I'm going to pause for a moment. I will be right back while you guys double check the rules on me, make sure that I'm right and that I don't draw another card when there isn't a contiguous path in that case. All right, let me know. Be right back. All right. Okay, so there we go. So the general consensus seems to be, nope, I did that right. All right, we will unpause and continue. Here we go. So we are going to search everybody. So I guess that would be truly a search party. Ain't no party like a search party. Okay, so here we go. Everyone's going to spend 1 fuel, down to 9. Start with blue, because he's the superstar of the bunch. That's going to be a base of 3. That's going to be 1 more for spending a fuel. And then that's going to be 2 more for other islands. There we go. All right. Aha! That's where I screwed up. Thank you, Murr. That's where I'm thinking about the draw 2 things. Grrr. All right, we're going to start back over. It was in setup. All right. Let's try this again. See, when you guys do this at home, you don't have this problem. That's where I got the draw 2 cards thing. Only during setup, to where you start with 2 or 3 planes on the board. That's what it is. Otherwise, it is way too easy to get towards searching for the shoho. There we go. Hey, Francis. Okay, so let's try again. All right. So we're going to draw 2 cards, 1 or 2 to seed the board. So there's going to be 2 that we're drawing to seed the board. That's tough. That a 0 already came out. That's it. Okay. And the second one, ugh, it's going to be 2 Kates, or as I like to call them, targets. That should not be on there. There we go. Now we are seated and ready to go. Cool. So we have 1, 2, 3 planes to start with. Here we go. Whew. Let's reset the time. 33 minutes. We will get this right yet. Third time's the... Oops. There we go. And we begin. All right. We're all moving. Blue is going to spend 1 fuel and go there. Everybody else is spending 3. One, 2, 3. You know what? Actually, yellow's going to come down here. That way we block this path, potentially, or at least have a shot at doing that. All right? So, those 3 are done. Everybody but blue. So, blue is going to attack, lightning strike, and also Myrrh while we're at it. Lightning strikes do not take any fuel. No bonus from the attack action, and does not say it costs fuel, so there we go. So he has a base of 3 against a Kate, and a Kate requires 2 a pair. Like it was ever in doubt with blue? I mean, he never stood a chance. Seriously. Boom. Done. Out of here. All right. We are done. Draw. No contiguous path. 1 goes out into Java. That is another Kate. So, all right, blue did his job. And -1, but we haven't searched, so we start at 0. Okay? That's done. So now, everybody's moving 3, or moving, everyone's going to move. There. So we're going to spend 3 fuel. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1. Purple's going to get a wingman until he proves he can actually do something. Oh, boy. That 0 requires 4 hits, and you know what? I just don't think he's experienced enough yet. He's good, but let's be smart. So there we go. So purple and red are both done. Let's try and get yellow some action. So yellow is going to get 3 for the lightning attack, and he needs a pair against the Kate. We seem to be going well on 4s. There we go. Boom. Kate, gone. Yellow gets an experience. Okay. Okay, if you don't have a line of Japanese planes, the card does nothing. Cool. Good deal. Oh, they should have moved. Thank you. 1, 2. Blue did, though. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Should have only moved 1. Spending 1 fuel. I apologize. Good call. All right, so everyone's done. Good call. Right? Am I correct in that? Right? I think so. You guys will correct me if I'm not. No contiguous path. So we put a Kate out on 5. Out in Choisul. Fixed. All right. Well, let's search. All right. So we'll start with blue, because obviously. So he has a base of 3. He spends 1 fuel and gets a 4th. And then on a different island, he gets 1 more, which is a 5th. And we need 3 or 4 of a kind to be able to do that. Oops. Was there any doubt that that was going to happen? Really? This guy, Brian said it well. He pisses excellence. It's amazing. It really is. So he gets 1 there and 2. So blue, done. Just amazing. Yellow's going to go. You know what? I'm going to move all their fuel so I don't forget it. I've now moved all their fuel. Yellow's now up, also getting 5 dice. Again, 3 or 4 of a kind. Loses 1 fuel there. And we'll go ahead and try and roll another 3 or 2. Another 3, or possibly additional 3s. How's that? Been rolling 4s, right? That was a 4. I mean, we're going to stop there. So we'll bump that up 1. There, yellow, done. Then we'll go purple first. Also getting 5 dice. Nope, it's only 1 bump for experience, regardless of how successful the search was. Whew. Man, purple sucks. Maybe his parents knew somebody that got him in. I don't get it. Oh my Lord. Glory to purple. Glory to Rome. You are terrible. Why are you even here? I've heard of the Black Sheep Squadron, but you are the black sheep of the squadron. Golly, he's terrible. Done. Red's going to go. Also getting 5 dice. Already spent his fuel. All right. Well, red will drop 1 more. Looking for additional 5s. Maybe you didn't hear me. 5s. Cinco. You know what? It's worth it. There's not a lot of planes out there. Let's keep going. An additional 5 would be great. There we go. 1, 2. Right. One of these things is not like the other. Just saying. All right. That was better. Here we go. Seriously, how did you eat? Embarrassing. All right. There's no contiguous path. So, Bougainville gets another Kate. Or experience. Well, And a combat air patrol. Apparently the show sees us coming. Okay. So now that we have that. All right. So we get an extra dice. So blue. Well, we do need bombs to attack the Shoho, right? But man, we got a lot of fuel. So right now, if we were to attack, 5 dice for yellow and blue to take out that 0 in the combat air. Oh, but -1. Nope, we're not going to mess with the combat air patrol. And Mur, since you seem to be our resident rules guy today, when you're attacking the Shoho, do you get the -1 for Combat Air Patrol. That's the only question I had. I'm going to pause real quick. So, yeah, you roll one less die for each fighter that is in the Combat Air Patrol defending the Shoho. Okay, that answered that. Got it. Found it myself. All right, here we go. Okay. So neither of these guys are going to try and take out the Combat Air Patrol, because I just don't think they can. So blue is going, well, blue and yellow are both going to move. I have confidence that red attacking will be able to take out the Kate. And purple is going to move as well. All right, so purple's going to go first. 1, 2, there. So purple gets 1 fuel. He's done. Yellow and blue. Blue is going to move 1. And then roll 3 dice. Needs a pair to take out the Kate. Oops. There we go. Blue takes out the Kate. And now yellow is going to move 1. And lightning strike and try and take out the Kate. No, he's going to take out the Kate. I apologize. So we'll keep the 4. There we go. Got him. And red is going to attack the Kate, so it's going to cost them a fuel. And that's going to be a total of 4 dice there. Needs a pair. So that is red, loses 1 more fuel. Keep the 2. Obviously, red. Boom. Done. Excellent job. Excellent job, everybody. Even purple did a great job. He just flew. He didn't crash yet. All right, so no contiguous path. We draw again. Guadalcanal gets another Kate. And visibility drops, or search dropped 1. That was kind of unfortunate. All right. So purple is going to land. Going to pause for a second for landing. So here's the thing. It costs 1 fuel, but at the beginning of the action has 5 or more fuel. So I would argue that that's just a successful land for purple. There. Again, not a dogfighter, but we're going to go there. So purple is done. Well, I guess done, but you get the idea. Everybody else. Yes, everybody else is going to move back. No, they're not. Blue and yellow will. But the problem is, can't do that, right? Red's going to move 2. So it costs 1, 2, 3 fuel. And then he's going to attack with a lightning attack. Taking out the Kate. There we go. Boom. Done. Okay. Then blue's going to move 1 and come in here. Yellow is going to move in 1 and come there. Done. No contiguous path. We go here. Oh, shoot. All right, timer. Thanks, guys. I'm going to set that to like 18 minutes. Thank you. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. Cool. Emeralty. Kate. And search drops 1 more. Grrr. So, okay, so let's pause. Remind me before I do anything to unpause it. So talking about landing, right? If you successfully land, you get fuel, max fuel, okay? However, you lose skill if you crash. I understand that the iconography here shows you get dice based on what your level is, and then you get fuel. So no, you don't get any medals for landing successfully. Congrats, you landed successfully. All right, I'm pausing. There we go. Okay. All right. We are done. There's no contiguous. I just put that out. So here we go, right? Correct? We are now up to purple and yellow. And then these two will move. So purple's going to take off. Taking off will cost him 3 fuel. 1, 2, 3. And he will come out there. Purple's done. Yellow is going to land. Yellow has plenty of fuel. He goes there and there. These two are going to just come into there, and that costs them each 1 fuel. 1 and 1. There. All right. We're done. No contiguous path. We draw again. All right. Georgia gets a 0. And visibility. So we cannot attack the Shoho right now. Urgh! That's frustrating. Oh, shoot. I should have left blue out there 1 more turn, shouldn't I have? Purple's going to move. Yellow's going to take off. Red has got to land. And blue just isn't doing anything this turn, which is gross, but is what it is. Yellow's going to spend 3 fuel. come out to Maleta. He's done. Red is going to attempt to land. That costs 1 fuel. So he's going to get 3 plus 1 die, which is going to be a total of 4 dice for red. And he must, to be able to land successfully, needs 3 of them. Okay? There's 1. It's probably a good idea, Paul. I'll do that going forward. Really? Okay. Really? All right, we'll keep a 5. You know what's coming, right? Yeah, that's all right. There's 2. He doesn't lose fuel for that. Well, the good news is, worst comes to worst, he's going to make it through. Yes! Safely on the deck for red. There's a little touch and go. See what I did there? So we have 2 bombers, and I think we have 2 attack planes. So I don't think red's going to take off with a bomb. I'm okay with that. So now purple is going to move. It's going to cost him 3 fuel to go to Bougainville, and he's done. All right, no contiguous path. All right, so Santa Isabel gets a 0, number 3. We're still okay. No path yet. All right. Red and blue going to do their thing here. Purple is going to search fruitlessly, but he's going to search. Yellow is going to move. So we'll start with yellow burning 3 fuel down to 8. 1, 2. Then we'll come back to him. So yellow is done. Red's going to take off. Red is only going to spend 1 fuel because he wants to stay up there for a while. So red's going to come on out here and do his thing. Blue starts with 5. Boom, he lands successfully because he's our ace. I realize there's 3, but you know what I'm saying. And he's just going to fuel up and get ready to rock and roll. So purple, on the other hand, is going to spend 1 fuel. So that's going to give him a total of 4 dice. Nobody else is searching. He needs at least 3 successes to be able to maybe be able to find the shoho. Come on, do something. There's 1 busted. Need 1 more 4. Come on. Oy, my. Seriously? You're just beyond useless, purple. Glory to Rome. You are just a bucket of failed. Totally. All right, no contiguous path. Here we go again. New Hanover gets an easy target. All right, done. That's actually probably a good idea, Paul. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a note of that real quick. There you go. Good call on that. All right. All right, so what are we doing? Blue is taken off. Red is going to move. Purple is going to search. What does yellow do? Because if he takes out that Kate, he might get the extra die. Can we really count on purple? Right? I think we take out the Kate because, again, contiguous path, right? I think we take out the Kate, so he's going to attack. But man, the extra die for each of them on the search, right? But there's no contiguous path right now. You know what? No. Let's do this. Ooh, wait a minute. What if we did yellow first? If we did yellow first and he's successful, but then purple would attack. Attacking the Shoho, spends a fuel, and you would get 3. He couldn't hit. So no, we're going to do this. Done. All right. So blue is going to take off. Blue's going to just spend 1 fuel again. Go there. Done. Yellow is going to search first. So he's going to get a total of 3. Yeah. Yeah, because his job out there is to search and destroy, but he needs the extra die, then he could start going after the zeros. Does he attack or does he search? He's going to search to help out purple. So that's going to be 3. He spends a fuel to there. He does have the, yeah, that's good. So that's going to be 4. Then on a different island, that's going to be 5, but he has a bomb on him, so it's going to be 4. So there we go. So to search, we need 2 or 3, I'm sorry, 3 or 4 of a kind. So that's going to be 1 fuel burnt for the 1. We need a 6 pretty badly on this. Yes! So that's a successful search, so that goes up, and there we go. First one to get the extra die. Okay, so yellow is done. Now, purple's also going to search. Purple has a bomb as well on him. So he's going to spend a fuel. So that's going to be a base of 3, plus 1 for spending a fuel, plus a 5th. Because of yellow, but he loses 1 because he has a bomb, and he needs 3 successes. Let's get it. Come on. All right. Down to 3 fuel for the busted die. Hey, we can roll 4s. We've shown that. Come on, purple. Come on. It's all right. Keep them even. Keep them even. God, you were just a bucket of fail. All right, purple just should stay on the deck. All right, so now red is going to move. Red really needs to destroy. And if he attacks, he would get the extra die. That would be 4. He would need 4 of a kind. And if they tag team it. Red's going to spend 1 fuel and go there, but he's not going to lightning attack. He's done. All right, no boom, boom, and there. No contiguous path. Here we go. No contiguous path, so nothing happens. Awesome. That's about as good a result as we could have hoped for. Blue is going to move. And pausing for just a second, 6:08 to go. Want to double check on the attack. That also has chosen the attack action. So this, yeah, that stinks. Red's going to attack. He's still going to try it. 4, he's got to get 4 of a kind with 4 dice. That seems fruitless. Or red could move. You know what? Red's going to move instead. I'm okay with that, I think. Purple's going to move. Yellow's getting low on fuel, but he has the extra die. Let's go after the Shoho, shall we? Here we go. All right. Purple's going to spend 1 fuel and move back there. Blue is going to move 2. Yeah. Oh, time. Sorry. Blue is going to move 2. I have faith. Red is going to move 2, which he can do because he's leaving an area that has that. He's going to go there. Yellow's going to attack the Shoho. Yellow has a base of 4. He's attacking. He spends 1 fuel. He gets a 5th. But there's a combat air patrol, so he loses it. He's got to hit all 4. And he drops his bomb successfully on the Shoho. So the bomb is released. Now it's a question of... Thank you. All right. All right, we keep the 6s. We need a pair of 6s. Come on, 6s. It's all right. And we missed. Oh, when red moved, he wanted to have attacked the Kate, obviously, for a lightning attack. He gets 3 dice. That stinks for yellow, so he's done. So real quick, red's attack needs 2 of them. We'll keep the 2. Or the 3s, that works. Kate's gone. And the extra die, on red. There, done. All right. Now what do we do? Purple's got to move. Yellow's got to go back. Oh, we're up against it on time. Red's going to move. And you know what? Let's just get after it. Here we go. Blue's going to attack the Zeke. He's going to burn a fuel. So that's going to be a total of 4 dice, and he's got to hit on all 4 to take out the Zeke above Georgia. Let's keep the 4. Keep it going. Yep, that's busted. All right, blue's done. Okay. Red is going to move 2, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3. And a lightning attack for 4 dice. Come on, 5s. 1 more. 1 more. Ah! Failed. So red burns a fuel, but it's a success because he takes out the Kate. So red will go to 5. He's done. Yellow needs to bug out to get back to there. And purple is going to land, or attempt to land. So it's going to be his base number, which is 3, plus 1 fuel, which is 4. And he needs 3 successes to get out of it unscathed. The 1 is busted, but it doesn't cost us a fuel, so we need another 4. He'll at least live. Is that a good thing? Can't even do this right. All right. Purple landed, but it was ugly. So, he loses the bomb. He damaged his plane, destroyed his plane, but he survived. Oh well. So purple's going to load that back up, and he's at full fuel. That's everybody. Here we go. No contiguous path. One in Georgia, a seaplane. All right. Purple's got to take off. Yellow's got to land. Blue is going to attack. And red oh, God. Red's going to move. So we'll start with red. 1, 2, 3. All right, check that. Just one. There, there, there. Purple is going to take off. That's going to take 3 fuel to make it to there. You know what? He's going to go there. Maybe he needs a change of scenery. I don't know. Yellow is going to attempt to land. So he's at 4. So that'll be 7 dice. He needs 3 successes to land. We're good. There, there, there. He's done. Blue is going to attack. Blue is getting 3 dice, 4 dice, and spends a fuel. Oh, there. Oh, really? And that's all she wrote. On the positive note, the Yorktown got away unscathed. However, we failed in our mission and we were able to locate the Shoho, and we dropped a bomb. This is like what happened at Midway during the early attempts on torpedo bombers and the regular bombers. Everybody just missed. Plain and simple. That's intense. Seriously, that's intense. I really like that. That was a lot of fun. I screwed some things up early. I apologize. But overall, that is intense, man. You see this? If I could somehow glue this up there on the board, like, this is Rita level Glory to Rome. This guy. That was intense. That was a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Games for the review copy of the game. And if you guys liked it, like, subscribe. Again, support the channel, pledgehc.com. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.